seasons, drop the top a bit. Bust down, but my wrist, time to talk a lot of. I got both my girls head to toe designer. Drip, little bit. Let me feel myself a little bit. Little bit. You ain't talking big. Get out my way, little bit. I can't hear the hate, got a lot of it. Take these bands to the bank, let them rot in it. So much ice on me, I wish I had.
Today, from M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, it's Week 11 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens taking on Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Tennessee Titans. NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. Taking it about the 1. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The reigning league MVP Lamar Jackson trotting onto the field and leading the way now in his 3rd season in the National Football League as this Baltimore offense gets set to go. Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost. How does he eliminate that 1 interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
At the 37-yard line.
Off the play fake to Dobbins, here's Jackson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Harold Landry able to record his 5th sack of the season. And Charles, part of the reason that lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Jackson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And it'll be Titan football. Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. 25 carries, 119 yards.
Yeah, he could very well be on his way to a rushing title, but guess what? His offensive line, they're meeting separately because they want that rushing title as much as he does, and they want to make sure they get him there.
He takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. These two teams, of course, the Titans Titans and Ravens met in the postseason a year ago, and really along with the Titans win the previous week in Foxborough, it was one of the shockers of the postseason. The Titans a 6th seed on the road. The Ravens, they were the top seed, riding a 12-game win streak and coming off the first-round bye. But that game was all Tennessee. They led 28-6 at one point, ultimately winning 28-12 and sending them on to the AFC title game in Kansas City. So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it, and that will force a turnover on downs. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays for one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area. But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
That's into the hands of the tight end Boyle. 22 yards there, a first down.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Evans on the tackle. A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 3.
From the gun, it's Jackson. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he could break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
A good drive gets him inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Titans take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
That's complete to his tight end, Ferkser. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That'll go as a loss of 5. And that'll bring up 4th down. They are going for it. It's Tannehill. And it is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late-game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. But, boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the other way. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They run. It's Mark Ingram. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, Jack just inside the 10. And the Ravens are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Goal at the 7-yard line.
Three 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Ravens 3, Titans nothing.
Jackson now, and he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line. That's sacked by the DN, Danico Autry.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson, they go screen. This is Ingram. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
Roughing the passer, defense.
So mark off the yardage for roughing the passer.
And I've seen this before. On a screen pass, not only are you rushing the passer, you're rushing him deeper than normal. And I think a little frustration kicks in at the end. You're going to hit him anyway when you shouldn't.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. From the gun, Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Darius Slayton, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
Extra point.
On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route. Ordinarily, it's probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Here's Khalif Raymond to return. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Titans take over 1st and 10 at their own 18.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
22, Derrick Henry.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry. He finds an opening past the 40, and he'll take it to the 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Titans.
Derrick Henry. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30.
Derrick Henry.
A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards. They've done a pretty good job containing him up until this drive, and until that run, there was no containing him at all.
Yeah, you're right about that. He finally popped free. But we didn't have to be in their practice sessions. We didn't have to be in their meeting rooms. They planned for a run like that to happen, maybe a couple of them. But what did they tell their guys all week? You know what they said. Move on to the next play. That one just happened. Let it go.
On first down, Tannehill under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Chuck Clark just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. On the counter, it's Henry. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Face mask. Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And this time they were waiting for him, as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes a defense more likely to overcommit to stop.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. Well, we said after the turnover on downs, that's almost guaranteed points the other way. But I guess they weren't listening to the broadcast because they did not cash in for any good job to step up defensively.
We get that a lot, don't we? Where we hear a lot of people say they just don't listen to the broadcast. They feel like it works out better for them. It certainly did for this defense, didn't it? They didn't listen. They responded and shut them down.
And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Devin Duvernay, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting them to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
Yeah, he is marked down right about on top of that imaginary yellow line, but they say he's a bit short. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Here's Joseph Charlton now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. He's doing his thing. He's got some good yardage, but his team right now in the 2nd quarter, 0 points.
Just not a complete formula. Half of it's there, being able to run the ball and set the tone. Wonder if they may have to go to some play action, throw off the run game, and try and get the ball in the end zone.
I was just going to ask you that same thing. Maybe you use that run now to set up the pass, right?
I would think so, because the run has been very effective for them.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now it's Henry. And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Now Tannehill. And this is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Well, that, my friend, I guess is the definition of a head-scratcher. 4th and long, this stage of the game. What were they doing?
I just have to believe that he looked at the situation, still in the first half, decided there's a time to be aggressive. Now was it, because there's still time to make up for it if things don't go right. Of course, a lot of questions on this one, and look, I want to go for it as much as anyone.
But 4th and long?
Yeah, I don't think I would have there. That one seemed a little bit on the irrational side.
Fans might be a little angry at that one. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. To throw again. Jackson. Over the middle, complete. That's Andrews. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Throw left side, complete. It's Ingram. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Now Jackson on 1st down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Andrews. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. This will be caught at about the 6. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And Jackson throwing once more toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
Jackson will throw again. This will be caught at about the 5. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Again, Jackson. That's complete right around the 8. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0.
13. Titans, 0.
Time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. We haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And he will have a first down here as they get into field goal range, down just shy of the 20.
At their own 22.
And we spotlight Derrick Henry now. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat, make sure he touches it a few times. But as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up? Open man is Cameron Batson. Now the Titans will use their third and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
First down, Tennessee.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Tannehill. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
Incomplete. Intended for Cameron Batson. Marcus Peters on the coverage.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Tannehill with a play fake to Henry. He'll throw instead. He's going to go up top again. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
For Khalif Raymond. Incomplete. Marcus Peters on the coverage.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. The final shot here before the break, Tannehill. He's going to take another shot here. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So we've reached the intermission, and what right now is a 3rd. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
Titans, nothing.
The Titans going to get the ball to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back to it on EA Sports. Khalif Raymond now. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. They keep it with Henry on 1st down. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hole.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
After the penalty, it's Henry. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
The ball carrier. Patrick.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And he will have a Titans first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
The Titans.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one.
He was brought down at the 45.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Henry. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Hate to say it, but that play typifies what we've seen from this offense all game long.
Yeah, don't you think maybe you flip over your play sheet as the offensive coordinator and see the side that says try something different? You know, because this has not worked all game long. They continue to try and get it done. They've got to come up with something a little bit different. Try something special, something they haven't seen.
Anything to score a point. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Here's Tannehill. He'll get this complete to Batson. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They run the counter. It's Henry. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 29-yard line.
They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line.
He was brought down.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
On 3rd down, here's Evans. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
They figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on 4th down. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. So they have now gone for it on 4th 4 times, and they have converted no times.
I know we talk about analytics and how it's entered into the game, and there's a good percentage that says go for it. You will actually make a good percentage. In this case, the analytics just went right out the window. 0 for 4. They've got to start looking at things in a different way.
On the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 31-yard line.
From the 31, Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
On third down, Jackson going up top and unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. And that one off the mark. A little late with a throw. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a fourth down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's third down.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Titans on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And for the moment, this will be a first down. But we have a marker on the field. Let's see if this stands. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Throwing on third down, Tannehill. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown.
Touchdown, Ravens.
That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. And they turn the pick 6 into a pick 8 with that 2-point conversion.
I love how you upsell. That is outstanding right there. What a big-time play. Big switch in how this game was going, and then they capitalized with a little bit on top.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Titans take over 1st and 10 at their own 19.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. He'll start with a give to Henry. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
4-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll keep it on the ground. Henry. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. On second down, here's Tannehill. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And that's a touchdown, but hold on. There is a flag down on the field. We'll have to see what this is about.
Pass interference. Defense.
So call off the pick six.
Everything looked right. It looked like it was in their favor. Returned it for a touchdown, as you just described. But instead, the penalty for interference nullifies everything.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Henry. And he's got room. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Nice carry there by Derrick Henry. Picks up a first down. And when you say workhorse, you're thinking about Derrick Henry. Won the rushing title in 2019 with 1,540 yards on the ground and 16 rushing touchdowns. Went to his first Pro Bowl and carried his team to the AFC Championship game.
They'll run with Henry. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It was Bud Dupree fighting through and making the tackle.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Derrick Henry.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. Off play action, Tannehill. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Incomplete. Intended for Cameron Batson.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. He'll look downfield for Humphreys. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on 4th down. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. They'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So that one will be accepted. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right?
Ingram churning. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Titans. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line.
Block in the back.
So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 46. Running from the gun with Henry. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Henry. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. The Titans on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. This is Henry. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. So off is Tannehill, and on comes Stephen Gostkowski for the Titan field goal. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt.
Ravens 21, Titans 3.
Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and then at least trying to finish out strong.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Our eyes shift now to the Tennessee defense here. And not a good performance by them or by their offense, for that matter. It just hasn't been a good game.
And it's real easy at this point to point fingers. Hey, you guys didn't get a whole lot done today. Didn't give us much of a cushion. But the truth of the matter is, having played defense, your pride says whatever your offense gives you, you're supposed to allow 1 point less. So they're going to feel like they let them down as well.
Yeah, I guess fingers could be pointed on both sides. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the 2nd round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football out of the backfield? To be able to get him in the 2nd round, that's what I call a steal.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. And they take a knee. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. Got an extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down. And they'll indeed take a knee. with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. So the final